are 1000% suffering and done with you forever after they do this. When it comes to other people, does the narcissist have true concern for anyone beyond themselves? In a word, a question worth $1 million. Although a narcissist may be capable of feeling compassion, the love that they experience is not the typical, everyday kind of love that other people experience. When someone who is narcissistic makes the decision that it is time to move on, they leave a path of ruin in their wake. A terrifying void has taken the place of the closeness that used to bind the two of you together. The issue of closeness is at the core of the dilemma that we are experiencing. The narcissist has a formidable obstacle when it comes to exploring the possibility of intimacy. The narcissist thrives on rage, resentment, and hatred, but our core human needs are focused toward forming loving connections with other people. This is such an incomprehensible idea to us simple mortals. Narcissists, on the other hand, have a tendency to take advantage of those who place a high value on empathy, compassion, and affection. It is not surprising that the world is currently dealing with a significant increase in the number of people who have narcissistic personalities. How did the narcissist become such emotionally debilitated beings, and what factors contributed to this? Their terrible upbringing, which was distinguished by traumatic experiences, abandonment, and emotional neglect, is the key to unveiling the enigma of this situation. As a result of having no other option but to toughen up in order to survive in life, the narcissist transforms into a version of themselves that is cold-hearted and warped. However, hold on, there is more. When you were a narcissist, have you ever had the unsettling experience of someone imitating your every move? To put it another way, they will imitate anything from your most insignificant peculiarities to your most extreme preferences. Individuality is appreciated in a healthy relationship. Yet, when you are in a relationship with a narcissist, it is extremely similar to seeing in a mirror image of oneself. When you start to question whether or not you have accidentally cloned yourself, you shouldn't be startled. This imagined connection, on the other hand, is at best just temporary. The facade will eventually fall apart, and their genuine, flaws and all, self will become apparent sooner rather than later. Be careful not to let your guard down and get captured. Always be on the lookout for this ominous indicator, which indicates that their inner selves are mercilessly taking control of their entire being. For what reason is it so difficult for a narcissist to form true connections with other people? To put it another way, the very core of emotional closeness constitutes an existential threat to their existence, which are driven by hatred and wrath. The instant they have a sense of disconnection from you, they explode, venting their rage in a vicious manner with a pathological need to cause you pain. A dangerous trauma link is formed as a result of this precarious circumstance, and before you know it, you start to question their love and wonder if it was all a big deception. However, you must not allow this monstrous individual to make you look foolish because they have never had genuine love to give. If you keep this in mind, you will be able to avoid falling into the destructive cycle of seeking love from someone who has never had the capacity to give it to you. In their never-ending pursuit of gratification, narcissists are constantly on the lookout for new people to satisfy their need for gratification. It is a vicious loop that disproves any conventional assumptions about the manner in which healthy people look for love and connection in their lives. There is a widespread tendency to label all narcissists as the source of all evil. On the other hand, such an absolute viewpoint is both inefficient and unproductive when it comes to finding a solution. By reducing them to demons, we give them the ability to designate us as harmful individuals, which allows them to justify their animosity toward us. This gives them the upper hand. We require a balanced perspective that investigates problematic love-seeking habits and tendencies toward codependency, without absolving ourselves of responsibility for our behaviors. This is what we need. Having to come to terms with the fact that the close relationship we had with the narc was nothing but a fabrication is a very difficult pill to swallow. Despite the fact that it seems as though we were living in a dream, the truth was very different. The fact that we were so engrossed in our feelings of love and affection prevented them from seeing things clearly, despite the fact that there were warning signs all around us. Thankfully, by in-depth reflection, we are able to discover the cause behind our unhealthy connection to these toxic persons. One can only find genuine connections with individuals who are capable of and willing to return our love by looking within themselves and accepting responsibility for their acts. This is the only way to find these partnerships. If we want to break free from the vicious cycle of toxic relationships, we need to take a closer look at ourselves within. It is simple to place blame on other people for our problems, but in order to do so, we must first examine ourselves. Finger-pointing merely makes us more like the narcissists themselves, despite the fact that relationships with narcs can be extremely confusing from time to time. Rather than that, we may start to unwind the trauma linkages that are holding us back if we acknowledge that we need to improve ourselves and look for true connections. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled for the time when their love transforms into hatred and wrath, because, lady, once that happens, they have already gone on to better pastures. Always keep in mind that you are not the only one going through these struggles. There is always room for support and self-reflection, both of which have the potential to assist us in breaking free from the ties of trauma and beginning to live the life that we deserve. With that in mind, I invite you to join me today in taking the initial step toward a life that is filled with positivity and fulfillment. Here's to a road of healing and growth till we meet again. Until then, cheers. 10 things you must forcibly eliminate from your life, so your life will be. Prepare for an exciting journey ahead. In this video, we'll explore 10 things that should be quietly removed. Join us on this expedition, share your thoughts on each topic, and watch the video in its entirety for knowledge and personal growth. Take a few seconds to reflect and gain insight into yourself. Let our video enlighten and transform your existence. Shall we begin? Let go of false expectations first. We'll delve into how expectations impact and distort reality during an inner journey. Life is like a vast ocean voyage, and expectations act as sails guiding us toward our goals. However, if our expectations are too high, these sails may lead us into turbulent waters of disillusionment and discontent. Unrealistic aspirations are like maps leading to unattainable treasures, urging us to pursue perfection in situations, people, and ourselves. It's essential to ask whether these expectations are our own creations or imposed by culture, society, or the media. To detach from these expectations, we must acknowledge and reflect on them. Are these expectations inspiring or discouraging? Do they align with my character and values? Next, practice acceptance. Embrace your journey, yourself, and circumstances beyond your control. This doesn't mean giving up on your ambitions, but valuing the process despite its imperfections and challenges. Equally important is setting achievable goals. Instead of aiming for maximum success, establish objectives that genuinely represent you. Recognize small victories and accept that each step signifies progress. Ultimately, the journey is as significant as the final destination. Abandon unattainable expectations to facilitate a smoother and more harmonious existence, making room for unexpected delights and surprises. We hope this 4th point inspires you to approach life with realistic expectations, savoring the beauty of the journey amidst its unexpected twists and revelations. Next, unnecessary goals. Sometimes, one comes to realize the importance of decisions, actions, and maintaining authenticity. In the pursuit of one's essence, there are moments when ambitions need to be relinquished, given the unpredictable nature of success. Occasionally, concessions must be made for the benefit of others. Quietly eliminate these superfluous goals without broadcasting your movements to the world. Avoid providing any hints, as doing so might jeopardize your strategy. Smartly remove less significant objectives and gradually make adjustments to your lifestyle. Be discerning when the cards are dealt, safeguard your intentions, and let sincerity guide your choices to discover your authentic path. Thirdly, approach social media with awareness. Envision your life as a compilation of thrilling anecdotes, gained insights, and exploits. Consider social media as a repository of millions of stories published every second. Quite exciting, isn't it? Constant comparison poses a danger. Often, we compare the most ordinary chapters of these digital stories to the most exemplary ones as we peruse their glossy pages. Arbitrary and unjust comparisons can lead to envy and misery. Recognize how perilous this is. Therefore, develop the ability to regulate your consumption of digital stories. Treat it like a purposeful visit to a digital library. Enter, acquire the connection, inspiration, or information you need, and then exit, returning to your personal life and narrative. How is this practically achieved? Establish designated periods of the day to avoid constant social media monitoring, perhaps during breakfast, a nightcap, or a work pause. This configuration prevents social media from dominating your existence. Another effective approach is to analyze the purpose of every online interaction. Is this time being wasted, or is it productive? Distinguish constructive use from senseless, passive consumption through reflection. Be aware of signs that social media is affecting your mood or self-esteem. Pause if these platforms induce feelings of depression. During these breaks, engage in activities that bring you joy, such as literature, hobbies, or nature. By adhering to these techniques, you can preserve your mental health and discover the beauty of your own story without comparing it to others. Remember that each journey is unique, filled with triumphs, failures, successes, and challenges, giving each story, including yours, significance and individuality. As we conclude this discussion, I invite you to contemplate how you can begin writing the next segment of your narrative right now, placing less emphasis on the impact of digital technology and more on what truly matters. Come along with me on a journey of self-discovery and growth. Fourth point, when under duress, avoid yelling or displaying anger. Redirect your anger into constructive actions. Prepare your body to withstand tension and motivate yourself to achieve your goals. Control your emotions, reflect on them, and use the resulting energy to strengthen your determination. Exercise caution, as losing control under pressure may expose vulnerabilities. Employ logic to resolve conflicts and complete tasks to subtly alleviate tension. Instead of lamenting, appreciate what and who you have. Find serene methods to alleviate emotional strain to achieve balance and more effective strategies for navigating challenges. Share your thoughts in the comments section to indicate your commitment to the suggested changes. Like and subscribe for similar content in the future. Let's continue. As for so-and-so, keep your opinions to yourself. It's best not to entertain such viewpoints. Consider the image your criticism of another person projects. Instead of fostering a pleasant conversation, you disrupt the ambience by expressing negative sentiments toward that person. Seriously, don't. Refrain from endorsing or disapproving in public. Develop diplomatic skills. You can coexist with someone you dislike while exercising discretion or choose to distance yourself from them. If you encounter an issue, engage in dialogue and try to reconcile your differences with that individual. However, it's advisable to promptly relinquish negative evaluations of others. Act diplomatically toward all individuals, showcasing your ability to adapt to circumstances, grow, and interact with others regardless of personal feelings. By demonstrating compassion and courtesy in your interactions, you can promote a more harmonious work environment and cultivate positive relationships. Finally, avoid comparisons. Each individual's path, accomplishments, and successes deserve high regard without the need for comparison. Comparing our lives to others can be detrimental to our mental health and personal development. It undermines our self-esteem as we risk falling into the harmful cycle of unfavorable comparisons, focusing on our shortcomings rather than our achievements. Comparisons divert our attention from personal goals, emphasizing what we think we should deserve or attain based on others' expectations. Eliminating comparison allows us to appreciate our own circumstances and celebrate personal growth. Remember that everyone is unique, and making comparisons is unhealthy and unjust. Individuals have distinct abilities, challenges, and life journeys. Investing effort in self-improvement is more beneficial than comparing ourselves to others. Loyalty and alliances come seventh. Avoid disclosing private information or discussing reasons for separation. Your shared intimacy is private and requires no explanation. Sharing disputes or difficult situations can worsen the situation, so keep them to yourself. If you feel the need to talk, reflect privately. A desire to contribute may indicate untreated wounds. Therefore, regardless of the circumstances, handle these actions quietly without disclosure. It's better to end an unhealthy relationship without informing anyone involved. Addressing these challenges privately facilitates acceptance and recovery. Respect and protect others' privacy and manage your emotions with discretion. Eighth point, seek internal validation. In our society, people are often judged based on the opinions of others. Today, I invite you to explore the liberating experience of breaking free from the constant need for approval. Picture yourself on a stage, performing for a crowd seeking guidance on how to speak, behave, and live. Can you feel how stifling this can be? Now imagine transitioning from that stage to a serene and peaceful space where your perspective is the only one that matters. This metaphor underscores the importance of valuing your inner voice over external noise. When we act to please others, we lose sight of our true selves and our own desires, akin to constantly wearing an ill-fitting garment to satisfy others. Think about moments of your greatest happiness. Chances are, you followed your ideals and ideas regardless of others' beliefs or expectations. This is authentic living. How can you implement this in your daily life? Start with small steps. Before making a decision, ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to, or because others expect it? Cultivate the ability to rely on your intuition and understand your needs. Building self-esteem is also crucial. Celebrate your achievements and learn from your mistakes. The journey towards self-acceptance is ongoing, and every milestone matters. Lastly, cultivate relationships that celebrate your best qualities. Collaborate with people who appreciate your uniqueness and encourage self-expression. Embracing self-reliance over external validation leads to a more authentic and fulfilling journey. It empowers individuals to play the lead role in their own stories, constructing them with authenticity and courage. In conclusion, this topic encourages you to reflect on ways to lead a more authentic and genuine life, free from the need for external validation. Ninth point, respect in relationships. Our connections, both friendships and romantic entanglements, significantly shape and reflect who we are. The distinction between privacy and discretion is a delicate one. Envision a relationship as a personal garden where sentiments, aspirations, and invaluable moments are cultivated. This precious garden deserves care and reverence. It's natural to experience sadness, confusion, and a desire to navigate the aftermath of a friendship or romantic liaison. Keep in mind that only you and the other party have access to the secrets and history of this garden. To protect the dignity of both individuals and your own emotions, refrain from divulging private information or the reasons behind the separation. Sharing such details may lead to disagreements, judgments, and rumors, perpetuating negativity and prolonging the pain instead of promoting healing. How should one appropriately conclude a relationship? Healing requires time and space. Reflect on your emotions with introspection, and if needed, seek guidance from a mental health professional for impartial advice. Additionally, engage in self-reflection. Instead of seeking external validation, contemplate how you can grow based on the insights gained from the relationship. Every encounter, even those that come to an end, imparts valuable lessons. In conclusion, practicing discretion and maintaining confidentiality demonstrate maturity and respect for oneself and others. End a chapter with grace and dignity, knowing that each encounter prepares you for the next. We hope this 9th point sheds light on the respectful way to conclude relationships, ensuring that both parties retain the dignity and privacy they deserve. 10th, no need to explain to hurtful individuals. Avoid engaging in arguments, debates, or conflicts with individuals displaying negativity. Even if someone you once considered a close friend has made hurtful mistakes, resist the urge to justify or defend yourself. Stay calm and focus on personal growth. It's possible that the person in question may need your assistance, but sometimes a simple no suffices. Specify your reasons only when necessary. If they breached your trust and lack integrity, it's advisable to withhold your support. Avoid unnecessary fights and conflicts. Tactfully remove such individuals from your life, as their actions will eventually be revealed. Prioritize self-care and let the future guide the path that's best for both parties. Demonstrating self-respect and adhering to personal limits is achieved by proceeding without providing justifications for your decisions. Remember, there is no obligation to associate with individuals who cause harm or devalue us. Every person deserves appreciation and respect. By tactfully removing those who have caused pain, you take a courageous step toward emotional growth and self-improvement, leading to a more authentic and joyful existence. Embracing these concepts fosters personal development and enhances interpersonal connections. Cultivate an optimistic, empathetic, and forgiving mindset. Like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications on new content. Stay tuned for 3 more updated videos. Enjoy your journey to wisdom